And now, from Glasgow.
So, hello, welcome to stages 33 and 34 of the ET. Now, it is new pack day, and it's actually been a good month. We were told that this pack will be up to 2 weeks late, and the next pack will be up to 3 weeks late. This pack, I don't know if it was very late. It was roughly on time. If it was late, it was a matter of days. But it's here now. Big thank you to Peter Webster, who brought me this lovely Stanley knife. Isn't it funny? You think you have equipment, but there's certain things that you always need. Like, you see me just about every video cutting open packaging. So things like this is an absolute godsend. So thank you so much for that. Right, so issue 33, a bit of a strange title, I think. It's called The Right Chest Frame. And then the issue 34 is called The Left Lateral Structure of the Chest. But we do the same thing in both issues. So for my own convenience, I've just called them Right Chest Frame and Left Chest Frame. Right, so let's crack on then. So for this issue, this video, we're going to need issue 33. And we're going to need the parts for issue 34. We're also going to need the framework that we have built in the previous issues. I'll pop that up there for now, and then we'll have a look what's in the bag. I do have a couple of grumbles about this. They get away with it because they send these out in packs, but my grumbles would really come into play if these are single issues supplied by the newsagents. This I cannot complain about. We have some very nicely packaged parts. They're making sure there's no damage to these parts, yet it's all going to be on the inside. So if it got a couple of scratches on it, I personally wouldn't complain. I would only complain if the exterior was damaged. Right, so we've got 3301, which is the right chest frame. I've got missing parts. I have got missing parts. Right, definitely got, or have I? No, I don't have missing parts. My apologies, I thought I had some missing screws. Right, so we have 3301 plastic plate. It's called the right chest frame. And then we have 3302 neck mechanism front mount. And then we have 2 sets of screws. And we have got 4 screws that are called PTPD, and where my gripe is, we won't be needing these until issue 38, so they need to be kept safely. And as you can see, they forced us to cut open a bag. Now, I don't mind them supplying us parts for future issues. Every single part work does it. What I have a problem with is supplying us with the screws. Why not hold these off until issue 38 and then just supply us with lots of extra screws in issue 38? Let them make a little bit more money on this particular issue, because this is what, 10 pence worth of screws. Let them make an extra 10 pence of profit on this issue, and then they'll lose 10 pence on the issue 38. So it's just going to stretch over and get my screwdriver set. So, as you can probably imagine, not an awful lot to do. What we will be doing is taking piece 3301, and I think there's going to be a top and a bottom to it. I don't think there were. There we go. How good is that? So we've actually got up written on it. Now, what we don't have is a left and a right for this piece. I really don't think it's going to make a difference, other than the fact that we have this little, what looks like a cable holder. So what I'm going to go with, because I can't see the cable holder on the instructions, as you can see there, I can't see the cable holder, so I'm going to make the assumption that this right piece is going on this side. Now, is this going to be fun to screw in? It's going to be easy, actually. So we get one of our screws, one of our PTPB screws, and you know how this is going to go for me. It's going into plastic, so there's no oiling or anything, and I'm just going to pop a screw in there. As you can see, it's not in fully. It's just going to hold this in place while I get the other screw in. As you know, the first screw is always the hardest one to get in. Once the pieces are pretty much in place, then it's quite easy then. So we'll go back to the first screw and we'll screw that in, and that is issue 1 complete. So these screws need to be kept aside until issue 38. This needs to be kept aside. To be honest with you, I have had a little quick flick through the magazines, but I can't remember which issue we're saving it for. But we will use this by issue 38 at the latest. So on to issue 34, which I'm calling the left chest. What am I calling it? I've forgotten what I'm calling it. I'm calling it the left chest frame. So here are the parts. We'll chop this bag open, and there's some parts. So pretty much this looks the same as the previous issue. We have this nice piece that's wrapped up in a protective paper, because you wouldn't want your internal parts getting scratched. I really can't complain about them. And then we have this plate here. So this is the left chest frame, exactly the same as this one, probably a slight mirror image of it. And we have this piece, which is called the neck mechanism rear mount. Looks exactly the same as this one, except that this one's got a little bit extra detail there, as you can see if you hold them both so they're pointing up. So they are slightly different, but not an awful lot of difference between them. And then we have a bag of screws. Now we have got some long screws, 4 long screws, and these are the PTPD screws. Let me double check this for a second. I thought they were the same screws as the previous issue. They are. So we've got the 4 longer screws, and they are the PTPD. These will be used in issue 38. So I'm going to put them with the other screws, and they won't be needed until issue 38. So as I say, if this was a weekly by the newsagents, you've got to keep those safe for a month, which I'm not 100% happy with. Parts I don't mind. Then we have 4 screws, and as you will see, we've got 2 longer ones and 2 shorter ones. The 2 shortest ones, they are PTP screws. Guess what? They need to go into a little bag, and they need to be kept aside until issue 36, where they will be needed then, which isn't so bad because that's 2 issues away, but it's still 2 issues. And that leaves us with PTPB, and this is what we're going to use for this particular issue. So you know what's coming because you've just seen it quite literally a minute ago. We take this plate, it's got the up on it, and we're going to pop it on the other side. So we don't need to check anything. We don't need to check the orientation of the cable holder, because there's only one place now it can go into. As you can see, it's fairly steady on its own. I suspect if I move that about, oh actually, but That's testimony to the quality of the pieces, to be honest with you. That's not screwed in. You can see it's not screwed in because it's moving on its own. So that's a really good fit. That is, dare I say, precision parts. So as per last issue, that screw goes in there, and then that screw goes in there. Now I'm double checking because as I'm screwing this in, obviously we've got 2 screws there either side, but if you do screw anything into there, it's just going to go straight through. There's no proper screw hole for it, I think. But that is correct. That is correct. So tighten both of these screws up. Now because it's plastic, I always screw until they go as much as they want. So once the resistance changes, I stop, I have a look, and I can see they are both nice sturdy pieces. And that is it, guys. I can imagine that there will be mixed opinions on this, especially given the price of each issue. 2 issues and we've built this bit up, but to be honest with you, I'm not complaining about it. So it is starting to build. Now I know it's going to look a bit odd that I'm doing 2 issues in this video, which is leaving us 4 issues to do in the next video. There is a reason, and that is the naming. So these 2 issues are called the left and the right chest structure. The next 4 issues are all going to be called neck mechanism. So I thought it would be best, as we're basically going to be working on neck mechanism for 4 issues. So I thought rather than doing 3 and 3, I'll do 2 and 4. So that's what we're doing in the next issue. I hope you liked it. I did enjoy it. The only issue that the problem I have is having to keep screws, especially when you are forced to open the bags. At least if we didn't have to open the bags, it wouldn't be so much of a problem. What I'm going to do while you guys are watching the end credits, I'm going to just tape these bags together with masking tape, and I'm going to label them with the issue number that they'll be needed, and I'll be popping them in a little drawer. Now obviously you know I'm going to be using these screws in about the next 10-15 minutes because I'm going to record the next issue, but some of you you might do an issue a week or something. Right guys, that's me done then. So thank you very much for watching. It is really starting to build up now. I mean, I just actually read a Facebook post today. It wasn't anything to do with the ET, it was another build, and he was saying about he wasn't happy because this particular part work comes with plastic pieces. I've never had a problem with plastic on at the base level of it being plastic. What I have a problem with is the level of detail, and obviously I want my parts to be strong. One thing I have keep commenting about on this is yes, they're plastic parts, but honestly, if you're holding this, guys, why does this need to be metal? It's got so much strength to it. Obviously it's a little tiny bit wobbly at the top right now, and that's obvious because there's no structural support at the top, but this piece here, it's absolutely perfect. So my opinion of this is, if you can get the required strength with plastic, then go with plastic. So there you go, guys. Right, I hope to catch you in 2 weeks, which will be a new month. Oh my god, where does the time go? So yes, we'll be doing issues 30, I've forgotten the issue numbers, 35 to 38, which will all be working on the next neck structure. So take care guys, have a good time.